I am worthy of wealth. I am worthy of ease. I am abundance and I am enough. I deserve to be rich. I deserve to be rich in my body, in my mind, and in my bank account. I deserve to have more than enough. I trust myself with wealth. I trust myself to receive it, to hold it, and to grow it. I am a safe home for large sums of money. I am valuable, and the world joyously pays me for my value. I have vitality. I deserve ease. I have prosperity. I am radiant. I am honest. I am anchored. I deserve prosperity. I trust wholeness. I trust wealth. I am wealthy. I trust clear value. I have spacious time. I have wholeness. I am rich. I trust inner peace. I am divine provision, and I am vitality. I choose prosperity. I trust divine provision. I deserve clear value. I choose ease. I deserve sacred supply. I have generous compensation. I am luminous with ease. I am inner peace and I am clear value. I am capable. I deserve generous compensation. I choose wholeness. I choose overflow. I am wholeness and I am vitality. I am financial peace and I am abundance. I choose inner peace. I am resourceful. I have abundance. I am generous compensation and I am vitality. I deserve steady income. I choose clear value. I am calm. I am abundance and I am sacred supply. I am divine provision and I am financial peace. I choose financial peace. I trust steady income. I am luminous. I have steady income. I am financial peace and I am clear value. I am wealth and I am clear value. I trust abundance. I choose wealth. I am divine provision and I am ease. I deserve spacious time. I am abundance and I am vitality. I trust spacious time. I am vitality and I am abundance. I am kind. I trust vitality. I am vitality and I am clear value. I have clear value. I trust financial peace. I have inner peace. I trust ease. My body remembers abundance now. My body relaxes when money arrives. My body knows wealth is safe here. My breath remembers abundance now. My breath relaxes when money arrives. My breath knows wealth is safe here. My cells remembers abundance now. My cells relaxes when money arrives. My cells knows wealth is safe here. My nervous system remembers abundance now. My nervous system relaxes when money arrives. My nervous system knows wealth is safe here. My hands remembers abundance now. My hands relaxes when money arrives. My hands knows wealth is safe here. My heart remembers abundance now. My heart relaxes when money arrives. My heart knows wealth is safe here. My shoulders remembers abundance now. My shoulders relaxes when money arrives. My shoulders knows wealth is safe here. My stomach remembers abundance now. My stomach relaxes when money arrives. My stomach knows wealth is safe here. My belly remembers abundance now. My belly relaxes when money arrives. My belly knows wealth is safe here. My whole being remembers abundance now. My whole being relaxes when money arrives. I breathe in ease, and I breathe out old contracts with lack. I breathe in ease, and I breathe out guilt for wanting more. I breathe in confidence, and I breathe out shame about money. I breathe in calm, and I breathe out guilt for wanting more. I breathe in ease, and I breathe out tension. I breathe in clarity, and I breathe out inherited tightness. I breathe in my birthright, and I breathe out inherited tightness. I breathe in confidence, and I breathe out the panic of not enough. I breathe in my birthright, and I breathe out shame about money. I breathe in abundance, and I breathe out the panic of not enough. I breathe in safety, and I breathe out scarcity. I breathe in calm, and I breathe out the panic of not enough. I breathe in trust, and I breathe out shame about money. I breathe in trust, and I breathe out old contracts with lack. I breathe in opportunity, and I breathe out scarcity. I breathe in receiving, and I breathe out old contracts with lack. I breathe in calm, and I breathe out financial anxiety. I breathe in clarity, and I breathe out ancestral fear. I breathe in vitality, and I breathe out guilt for wanting more. I breathe in abundance, and I breathe out financial anxiety. I breathe in receiving, and I breathe out shame about money. I breathe in opportunity, and I breathe out shame about money. I breathe in vitality, and I breathe out tension. I breathe in trust, and I breathe out guilt for wanting more. I breathe in opportunity, and I breathe out the choke of scarcity. I breathe in ease, and I breathe out scarcity. I breathe in opportunity, and I breathe out old contracts with lack. I breathe in opportunity, and I breathe out guilt for wanting more. I breathe in clarity, and I breathe out financial anxiety. I breathe in opportunity, and I breathe out the panic of not enough. I breathe in abundance, and I breathe out old contracts with lack. I breathe in abundance, and I breathe out scarcity. I fill my whole being with light, and that light attracts opportunity. I fill my whole being with light, and that light attracts generous clients. I fill my whole being with light, and that light attracts peaceful wealth. I fill my whole being with light, and that light attracts aligned income. Just because money was scarce growing up, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though money was scarce growing up, I remain honest, kind, clear. Just because I watched my mother count coins at the kitchen table, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I watched my mother count coins at the kitchen table, I am safe to have plenty. Just because my father sighed at the grocery checkout, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though my father sighed at the grocery checkout, I am free to write a new story. Just because bills were stacked in a worried pile by the phone, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though bills were stacked in a worried pile by the phone, I am allowed to thrive. Just because we whispered about money as if it were shameful, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though we whispered about money as if it were shameful, I am free to write a new story. Just because I was told rich people are bad, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I was told rich people are bad, my integrity stays intact. Just because because I was told money corrupts, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I was told money corrupts, I am safe to have plenty. Just because I was told to lower my expectations, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I was told to lower my expectations, I am fluent in abundance now. Just because wanting more felt dangerous in my childhood home, it doesn't mean it must be true now.
Just because my hands used to shake when checking my balance, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though my hands used to shake when checking my balance, I feel good in my own skin. Just because not everyone will understand my wealth, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though not everyone will understand my wealth, I feel good in my own skin. Just because I was praised for sacrificing, never for prospering, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I was praised for sacrificing, never for prospering, I am fluent in abundance now. Just because holidays were tight and tense, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though holidays were tight and tense, I am still loved. Just because I heard there is never enough more times than I can count, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I heard there is never enough more times than I can count, I know I am good. Just because I was taught that wanting luxury was selfish, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I was taught that wanting luxury was selfish, I am fluent in abundance now. Just because my parents argued about money late at night, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though my parents argued about money late at night, I trust myself with wealth today. Just because I learned to apologize for needing things, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I learned to apologize for needing things, I trust myself with wealth today. Just because I was told to be grateful for crumbs, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I was told to be grateful for crumbs, my integrity stays intact. Just because I hid my ambition so I would not shame my family, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I hid my ambition so I would not shame my family, I trust myself with wealth today. Just because I equated being poor with being good, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I equated being poor with being good, I breathe calmly now. Just because saving felt impossible, spending felt guilty, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though saving felt impossible, spending felt guilty, I know I am good. Just because I was told people like us do not get rich, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I was told people like us do not get rich, I am fluent in abundance now. Just because I inherited a flinch every time money was mentioned, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I inherited a flinch every time money was mentioned, I breathe calmly now. Just because I was taught to distrust anyone who had plenty, it doesn't mean it must be true now. Even though I watched my mother count coins at the kitchen table, I am fluent in abundance now. Even though I was taught that wanting luxury was selfish, I am safe to have plenty. Even though my hands used to shake when checking my balance, I remain honest, kind, and clear. Even though my family lived paycheck to paycheck, I am safe to have plenty. Even though I equated being poor with being good, I am a good steward of wealth.
Even though my parents argued about money late at night, I keep my heart soft as my accounts grow. Even though I was told security was for other people, I feel good in my own skin. Even though I heard there is never enough more times than I can count, I keep my heart soft as my accounts grow. Even though my family lived paycheck to paycheck, I know I am good. Even though I learned to brace for the worst every month, I am safe to have plenty. Even though I inherited a flinch every time money was mentioned, I keep my heart soft as my accounts grow. Even though I learned to brace for the worst every month, I feel good in my own skin. Even though I learned to brace for the worst every month, I belong in rooms of prosperity. Even though I watched my mother count coins at the kitchen table, I am free to write a new story. Even though I watched my mother count coins at the kitchen table, I know I am good. Even though wanting more felt dangerous in my childhood home, I am safe to have plenty. Even though I hid my ambition so I would not shame my family, I remain honest, kind, and clear. Even though I equated being poor with being good, I am free to write a new story. Even though I was taught to distrust anyone who had plenty, my integrity stays intact. Even though bills were stacked in a worried pile by the phone, I am safe to have plenty. Even though not everyone will understand my wealth, I am still loved. Even though I was praised for sacrificing, never for prospering, I know I am good. Even though I learned to reject money before it could reject me, I am a good steward of wealth. Even though we whispered about money as if it were shameful, I keep my heart soft as my accounts grow. Even though I learned to brace for the worst every month, my integrity stays intact. Even though I was told rich people are bad, I am safe to have plenty. Even though I watched generosity turn into resentment when money ran out, I am fluent in abundance now. I dissolve the belief that I must struggle to survive. I release the belief that I must struggle to survive. I dissolve the vow of poverty I never consciously took. I release the vow of poverty I never consciously took. I dissolve the loyalty to struggle that kept me loyal to my family pain. I release the loyalty to struggle that kept me loyal to my family pain. I dissolve the shame of wanting more. I release the shame of wanting more. I dissolve the habit of rejecting money before it reaches me. I release the habit of rejecting money before it reaches me. I dissolve the old story that money is not for people like me. I release the old story that money is not for people like me. I dissolve the fear that wealth will make me less loved. I release the fear that wealth will make me less loved. I dissolve my father's tired voice saying we can't afford that. I release my father's tired voice saying we can't afford that. I dissolve my mother's anxiety at the kitchen table where bills were stacked. I release my mother's anxiety at the kitchen table where bills were stacked. I dissolve the guilt of out-earning the people who raised me. I release the guilt of out-earning the people who raised me. I dissolve the panic that rises when money lands in my account. I release the panic that rises when money lands in my account. I dissolve the old promise to stay poor so I would stay humble. I release the old promise to stay poor so I would stay humble. I dissolve the terror of being seen succeeding Avad. I release the inherited belief that rich people are bad. I dissolve the contract with lack I signed as a child to stay safe. I release the contract with lack I signed as a child to stay safe. I dissolve the cringe I was taught to feel when naming my price. I release the cringe I was taught to feel when naming my price. I dissolve the ancestral vow to never have more than enough. I release the ancestral vow to never have more than enough. I dissolve the fear of being judged for having money.
I release the terror of being seen succeeding. I dissolve the belief that if I have more, someone I love has less. I release the belief that if I have more, someone I love has less. I dissolve the reflex to spend everything so nothing can be taken. I release the reflex to spend everything so nothing can be taken. I dissolve the reflex to hoard everything so nothing can be lost. I release the reflex to hoard everything so nothing can be lost. I dissolve the shame of past debt. I release the shame of past debt. I dissolve the shame of past financial mistakes. I release the shame of past financial mistakes. I dissolve the voice that says I will ruin it all. I release the voice that says I will ruin it all. I dissolve the fear that money will change me into someone cruel. I release the fear that money will change me into someone cruel. I dissolve the loyalty wound that kept me broke to belong. I release the loyalty wound that kept me broke to belong. I dissolve the superstition that good things never last. I release the superstition that good things never last. I dissolve the habit of undercharging to be liked. I release the habit of undercharging to be liked. I dissolve the habit of overgiving to prove my worth. I release the habit of overgiving to prove my worth. I dissolve the belief that rest must be earned through exhaustion. I release the belief that rest must be earned through exhaustion. I dissolve generational scarcity etched into my bones. I release generational scarcity etched into my bones. I dissolve the fear of outsigning my family. I release the fear of outsigning my family. I dissolve the fear of being abandoned if I become rich. I release the fear of being abandoned if I become rich.
I dissolve the old identity of the struggler. I release the old identity of the struggler. I dissolve the belief that abundance is arrogant. I release the belief that abundance is arrogant. I align with the truth that prosperity is my birthright. I align with a new loyalty, loyalty to my own wholeness and prosperity. I align with the knowing that I remain good with a lot of money. I align with the frequency of calm receiving. I align with the truth that ease is sacred. I align with divine guidance toward prosperous choices. I align with the wisdom that wealth and integrity live together in me. I align with the truth that I am allowed to have more than enough. I align with the truth that money is a neutral, sacred tool in my kind hands. I serve deeply and value comes back to me. I offer joyously and abundance comes back to me. I cherish generously and candid trinity comes back to me. I share generously and care comes back to me. I invest generously and value comes back to me. I invest wisely and kindness comes back to me. I share with integrity and care comes back to me. I invest generously and kindness comes back to me. I share joyously and generosity comes back to me. I cherish with integrity and money comes back to me. I offer generously and care comes back to me. I share wisely and generosity comes back to me. I share with integrity and money comes back to me. I share joyously and care comes back to me.
I honor wisely and abundance comes back to me. I honor wisely and wisdom comes back to me. I share joyously and abundance comes back to me. I cherish with integrity and money comes back to me. I offer generously and care comes back to me. I share wisely and generosity comes back to me. I share with integrity and money comes back to me. I share joyously and care comes back to me. I offer generously and value comes back to me. I invest deeply and money comes back to me. I serve with integrity and kindness comes back to me. I cherish wisely and wisdom comes back to me. I give deeply and trust comes back to me. I give generously and kindness comes back to me. I serve joyously and kindness comes back to me. I serve wisely and opportunity comes back to me. I give generously and trust comes back to me. I serve joyously and trust comes back to me. I give generously and value comes back to me. I honor wisely and care comes back to me. I serve joyously and money comes back to me. I share generously and respect comes back to me. I cherish wisely and generosity comes back to me. I give wisely and generosity comes back to me. I honor deeply and kindness comes back to me. I serve with integrity and opportunity comes back to me. I serve wisely and value comes back to me. I cherish with integrity and opportunity comes back to me. I give joyously and opportunity comes back to me. I share with integrity and generosity comes back to me. I offer joyously and kindness comes back to me. I share wisely and trust comes back to me. I serve wisely and care comes back to me. I share wisely and value comes back to me. I share joyously and wisdom comes back to me. I give deeply and kindness comes back to me. I give with integrity and value comes back to me. I cherish with integrity and abundance comes back to me. I offer wisely and abundance comes back to me. I cherish joyously and abundance comes back to me. I offer deeply and wisdom comes back to me. I offer deeply and money comes back to me. I serve generously and wisdom comes back to me. I serve deeply and respect comes back to me. I serve deeply and respect comes back to me. I share deeply and respect comes back to me. I share wisely and care comes back to me. I share wisely and care comes back to me. I honor generously and value comes back to me. I serve joyously and value comes back to me. I serve deeply and generosity comes back to me. I invest generously and abundance comes back to me. I give with integrity and opportunity comes back to me.
offer with integrity and kindness comes back to me. I honor joyously and money comes back to me. I give generously and wisdom comes back to me. Money flows to me because I solve real problems with real care. Nothing and nobody can revoke my birthright to prosper. Nothing from my past can disqualify me from wealth. No old guilt can block the river that is already flowing to me. I am useful. I am wanted. I am effective. I am health, happiness, and inner peace. I am calm, clear, and financially powerful. As I love me more, I allow others to pay me well. As I respect my work more, the world respects my prices. As I trust my worth, money trusts me in return.
I am deeply guided by sacred flow toward right clients. I am profoundly guided by sacred flow toward prosperity. I am deeply supported by divine guidance toward right clients. I am profoundly supported by divine guidance toward right clients. I am quietly led by the universe toward prosperity. I am deeply led by divine guidance towards wealth. I am quietly supported by inner wisdom toward right clients. I am joyously led by sacred flow towards wealth. I am profoundly supported by the universe toward abundant opportunities. I am profoundly led by sacred flow toward prosperity. I am deeply held by inner wisdom toward abundant opportunities. I am quietly supported by the universe toward right clients. I am deeply led by sacred flow toward wealth. I am joyously led by sacred flow toward prosperity. I am quietly guided by sacred flow toward prosperity. I am quietly supported by sacred flow toward prosperity. I am profoundly led by divine guidance toward prosperity. I am joyously led by inner wisdom toward abundant opportunities. I am joyously supported by the universe toward prosperity. I am deeply supported by sacred flow toward right clients. I am quietly led by sacred flow toward right clients. I am deeply held by divine guidance toward prosperity. I am joyously guided by divine guidance toward wealth. I am joyously guided by sacred flow toward prosperity. I am profoundly led by the universe toward wealth. I am profoundly held by sacred flow toward right clients. I
am deeply guided by divine guidance toward right clients. I am quietly guided by the universe toward abundant opportunities. I am joyously led by divine guidance toward right clients. I am deeply guided by divine guidance toward wealth. I am deeply held by divine guidance toward wealth. I am deeply supported by sacred flow toward right wealth. I am quietly led by the universe toward abundant opportunities. I am joyously held by inner wisdom toward prosperity. I am deeply held by divine guidance toward wealth. I am joyously guided by sacred flow toward prosperity. I am profoundly led by the universe toward wealth. I am profoundly held by sacred flow toward right clients. I am deeply guided by divine guidance toward right clients. I am quietly guided by the universe toward abundant opportunities. I am joyously led by divine guidance toward right clients. I am deeply guided by divine guidance toward wealth. I am deeply supported by sacred flow toward health. I am quietly led by the universe toward abundant opportunities. I am joyously held by inner wisdom toward wealth. I am quietly held by the universe toward right clients. I am joyously held by inner wisdom toward right clients. I am quietly guided by the universe toward right clients. I am quietly supported by inner wisdom toward wealth. I am joyously supported by divine guidance toward wealth. I am deeply supported by sacred flow toward wealth. I am quietly led by universe toward wealth. I am deeply guided by the universe toward right clients. I am joyously supported by divine guidance toward wealth. I am quietly guided by sacred flow toward wealth. I am joyously held by inner wisdom toward wealth. I am quietly held by the universe toward right clients. I am joyously supported by divine guidance toward wealth.
I am luminous with ease in my relationships and rich in my accounts. My wealth allows me to offer generosity for the people I love. My wealth allows me to create safety for the people I love. I am calm in my relationships and rich in my accounts. I am whole in my relationships and rich in my accounts. My wealth allows me to fund healing for the people I love. I bless my family with freedom, and I bless myself with abundance too. I bless my family with opportunity, and I bless myself with abundance too. I am clear in my relationships and rich in my accounts. I am abundant in my relationships and rich in my accounts. I bless my family with stability, and I bless myself with abundance too. I bless my family with comfort, and I bless myself with abundance too. My wealth allows me to share peace for the people I love. I am steady-handed in my relationships and rich in my accounts. It is safe to be rich. It is safe to be seen with wealth. It is safe to want more and to have more. It is okay to thrive without guilt. It is okay to have more than my parents had. It is okay to rest while money works for me. It is safe to have money in my savings. It is safe to watch my investments grow. It is safe to enjoy spending without panic. It is safe to name a price that reflects my value. It is okay to outgrow the financial ceiling I was born under. It is safe to let it be easy. If I choose to be rich, that choice is sacred. If I choose to rest while money works for me, that rest is earned. If I choose to say no to underpayment, that no is holy. I am rich in wisdom and rich in money. I cherish money and money cherishes me. I honor wealth and wealth honors me. I respect the flow and the flow respects me. I am not afraid to be seen succeeding. I am not afraid to have more than enough. I am not afraid to let it be easy. I dance to my own music, and that music is being richly paid for being fully myself. I claim my right to financial freedom. I claim my right to joyous rest. I claim my right to joyful work that pays me profoundly well. I trust the timing of my wealth. I trust the wisdom that guides my earning. I trust the flow that never stops. I am a rich person who remains grounded and grounded. I am whole with money, and my cells knows it is safe to receive large sums. I am at peace with being seen with wealth, and my nervous system knows wealth is safe. I trust myself to hold recurring income with calm integrity right here, right now. I am financially powerful and spiritually grounded, both at once. I am luminous with money, and my shoulders knows it is safe to receive large sums. Money meets me in clear boundaries with ease, and I am at peace with having plenty. I invest wisely, and my investments return to me multiplied with integrity. Wealth comes to me through joyful service, and I receive recurring income with an open heart. I am at peace with keeping wealth,
and my shoulders knows wealth is safe. My stomach relaxes as unexpected sums lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. I am clear and financially free, and prosperity flows to me through loving leadership. I enjoy spending on beautiful things without panic, because I trust the flow. Money stays with me because I am a safe, clear home for it. I am allowed to have quiet abundance in my savings and feel calm about it. My income reflects my radiant contribution, and I am paid joyously for it. My income reflects my kind contribution, and I am paid generously for it. Money meets me in honest conversations with ease, and I receive overflow with gratitude. I am prosperous with money, and my shoulders knows it is safe to receive thousands with ease. My prosperity blesses my lineage, my community, and myself. I am rich, and I am good. Both are true right here, right now. Prosperity answers my soulful work, and money loves my clear energy. Starting now, I claim overflow as my natural state, and I allow it to stay. I hold large sums of money with steady hands and a kind heart. I trust myself to hold generational wealth with calm integrity right here, right now. Wealth comes to me through devoted craft.
Prosperity answers my devoted work, and money loves my steady energy. I honor my value. I am paid deeply for my grounded contribution to the world. Prosperity answers my precise work, and money loves my generous energy. Today I choose to be steady, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. I am at peace with receiving more, and my chest knows wealth is safe. I am at peace with being seen with wealth, and my cells knows wealth is safe. I trust myself to hold thousands with ease, with calm integrity. Right here, right now. My rich life is built on compassion, and prosperity answers my honest work every day. I am allowed to have recurring income in my savings and feel calm about it. Starting now, I claim sacred supply as my natural state, and I allow it to stay. I trust myself to hold overflow with calm integrity, and I am cherished doing so. Money meets me in calm offers with ease, and I receive unexpected sums with gratitude. I am generous and financially free, and prosperity flows to me through devoted craft. My shoulders relaxes as generational wealth lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. My rich life is built on clarity, and prosperity answers my devoted work every day. I am a clear channel for divine abundance, and my income reflects my kind contribution.
Money meets me in restful sleep with ease, and I receive thousands with ease with gratitude. I am a clear channel for infinite provision, and my income reflects my wise contribution. I am debt-free in my spirit, and my finances reflect that freedom. I trust myself to hold large sums with calm integrity, right here, right now. I am rich, rested, and rooted in care. Being wealthy feels natural in my cells today and every day. I am at peace with enjoying wealth, and my breath knows wealth is safe. I trust myself to hold unexpected sums with calm integrity, and I am whole doing so. Prosperity answers my careful work, and money loves my grounded energy. I am a clear channel for divine abundance, and my income reflects my precise contribution. Money meets me in calm offers with ease, and I am at peace with keeping wealth. Wealth comes to me through wise investments, and I receive thousands with ease with an open heart. Today, I choose to be grounded, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. My rich life is built on sacred service, and prosperity answers my devoted work every day. Today, I choose to be clear, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. I am a clear channel for steady prosperity, and my income reflects my grounded contribution. I trust myself to hold overflow with calm integrity, and I am calm doing so. Money meets me in clear boundaries with ease, and I receive increasing sums with gratitude. I trust myself to hold increasing sums with calm integrity, right here, right now. I name my price with a steady voice, and the right people say yes with ease. I honor my value, and I am paid joyously for my devoted contribution to the world. I receive an expected income with gratitude and without shrinking. My rich life is built on clarity, and prosperity answers my careful work every day. Wealth comes to me through clear boundaries, and I receive generational wealth with an open heart. My rich life is built on truth, and prosperity answers my careful work every day. My rich life is built on integrity, and prosperity answers my careful work every day. My shoulders relaxes as recurring income lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. Today I choose to be precise, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. Money meets me in aligned work with ease, and I receive increasing sums with gratitude. Starting now, I claim inner peace as my natural state, and I allow it to stay. Starting now, I claim steady income as my natural state, and I allow it to stay. I am at peace with keeping wealth, and my heart knows wealth is safe. My income reflects my kind contribution, and I am paid profoundly for it.
I am calm and financially free, and prosperity flows to me through devoted craft. My wealth creates more wealth, calmly and consistently. My rich life is built on truth, and prosperity answers my devoted work every day. Money meets me in calm offers with ease, and I receive tens of thousands with gratitude. I trust myself to hold recurring income with calm integrity, and I am worthy doing so. I honor my value, and I am paid fully for my devoted contribution to the world. I trust myself to hold quiet abundance with calm integrity, right here, right now. Money meets me in quiet mornings with ease, and I am at peace with growing wealth. I am allowed to have thousands with ease in my savings and feel calm about it. I honor my value, and I am paid truly for my grounded contribution to the world. Prosperity answers my consistent work, and money loves my steady energy. My jaw relaxes as increasing sums lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. I am a clear channel for steady prosperity, and my income reflects my devoted contribution. My hands relaxes as recurring income lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. I am allowed to have unexpected sums in my savings and feel calm about it. Money meets me in quiet mornings with ease, and I receive generational wealth with gratitude. I am rich, rested, and rooted in integrity. Money meets me in aligned work with ease, and I am at peace with receiving more. I trust myself to hold overflow with calm integrity, and I am safe doing so. I am at peace with having plenty, and my body knows wealth is safe. Being wealthy feels natural in my shoulders today and every day. Prosperity answers my honest work, and money loves my grounded energy. My rich life is built on compassion, and prosperity answers my precise work every day. I am devoted with money, and my nervous system knows it is safe to receive recurring income. My stomach relaxes as generational wealth lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. Money meets me in restful sleep with ease, and I am at peace with being seen with wealth. I am a clear channel for divine abundance, and my income reflects my wise contribution. I am a clear channel for steady prosperity, and my income reflects my clear contribution. I am luminous and financially free, and prosperity flows to me through aligned offers. My work is valuable,
and I am compensated profoundly for that value. I am a rich person who remains profoundly supported and grounded. Today, I choose to be devoted, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. I trust myself to hold large sums with calm integrity, and I am devoted doing so. Money meets me in honest conversations with ease, and I am at peace with receiving more. I am at peace with having plenty, and my heart knows wealth is safe. I trust myself to hold overflow with calm integrity, right here, right now.
My rich life is built on integrity, and prosperity answers my consistent work every day. My cells relaxes as unexpected sums lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. Money meets me in honest conversations with ease, and I receive generational wealth with gratitude. Being wealthy feels natural in my chest, today and every day. I am safe and financially free, and prosperity flows to me through aligned offers. I am at peace with being seen with wealth, and my spine knows wealth is safe. Money meets me in honest conversations with ease, and I am at peace with being seen with wealth. Today, I choose to be abundant, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. Money meets me in generous exchange with ease, and I am at peace with receiving more. Wealth comes to me through quiet consistency, and I receive unexpected sums with an open heart. I am the kind of person who prospers, and I prove it to myself daily. Being wealthy feels natural in my nervous system, today and every day. I am calm with money, and my hands knows it is safe to receive thousands with ease. I am a clear channel for sacred supply, and my income reflects my steady contribution.
Starting now, I claim wealth as my natural state, and I allow it to stay. My income reflects my devoted contribution, and I am paid joyously for it. Money meets me in calm offers with ease, and I am at peace with growing wealth. I am at peace with receiving more, and my body knows wealth is safe. Money meets me in calm offers with ease, and I receive large sums with gratitude. I am at peace with enjoying wealth, and my jaw knows wealth is safe. I trust myself to hold quiet abundance with calm integrity, and I am clear doing so. Today I choose to be wealthy, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. My rich life is built on compassion, and prosperity answers my consistent work every day. I am a rich person who remains clear and wealthy. I am rich, rested, and rooted in compassion. Today I choose to be generous, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. I trust myself to hold unexpected sums with calm integrity, and I am resource-rich doing so. My income reflects my kind contribution, and I am paid joyously for it. Money meets me in honest conversations with ease, and I receive large sums with gratitude. Wealth comes to me through loving leadership, and I receive overflow with an open heart. I am a clear channel for infinite provision, and my income reflects my grounded contribution. I am rich, rested, and rooted in wisdom. My rich life is built on integrity, and prosperity answers my soulful work every day. Money meets me in restful sleep with ease, and I am at peace with keeping wealth. I honor my value, and I am paid fully for my clear contribution to the world. Prosperity answers my careful work, and money loves my precise energy. I honor my value, and I am paid truly for my generous contribution to the world. My jaw relaxes as thousands with ease lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. I earn more than enough doing work that honors my soul. My income reflects my grounded contribution, and I am paid deeply for it. I am resource-rich and financially free, and prosperity flows to me through devoted craft. Being wealthy feels natural in my whole being, today and every day. I trust myself to hold quiet abundance with calm integrity, and I am financially peaceful doing so. Today I choose to be safe, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. My stomach relaxes as tens of thousands with calm lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. My spine relaxes as more than enough lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. I trust myself to hold tens of thousands with calm integrity, and I am open doing so. My rich life is built on compassion, and prosperity answers my careful work every day. I am worthy with money, and my cells knows it is safe to receive increasing sums. I am rich, rested, and rooted in clarity. Money meets me in aligned work with ease, and I receive thousands with ease with gratitude. Starting now, I claim generous compensation as my natural state, and I allow it to stay. Prosperity answers my devoted work, and money loves my wise energy. Prosperity answers my consistent work, and money loves my precise energy. I am whole and financially free, and prosperity flows to me through soulful skill. I am at peace with having plenty, and my whole being knows wealth is safe.
prosperity answers my precise work, and money loves my ground and energy. I am at peace with receiving more, and my whole being knows wealth is safe. Today I choose to be calm, financially free, and deeply at peace with having plenty. Starting now, I claim vitality as my natural state, and I allow it to stay. I am at peace with keeping wealth, and my hands knows wealth is safe.
My rich life is built on sacred service, and prosperity answers my tender work every day. Money meets me in honest conversations with ease, and I am at peace with having plenty. I am at peace with receiving more, and my nervous system knows wealth is safe. I honor my value, and I am paid deeply for my radiant contribution to the world. Money meets me in calm offers with ease, and I am at peace with enjoying wealth. I am a clear channel for sacred supply, and my income reflects my kind contribution. My bank account grows while I sleep, and I am whole with that truth. My income reflects my steady contribution, and I am paid deeply for it. My income reflects my generous contribution, and I am paid joyously for it. I am kind and financially free, and prosperity flows to me through aligned offers. My heart relaxes as increasing sums lands, because I know I am a good steward of wealth. I honor my value, and I am paid truly for my clear contribution to the world. I am a rich person who remains resource rich and kind. Wealth comes to me through generous ideas, and I receive overflow with an open heart. I trust myself to hold tens of thousands with calm integrity. Right here, right now. My bank account grows while I sleep, and I am calm with that truth. Money meets me in restful sleep with ease, and I receive overflow with gratitude. I am worthy of wealth. I am worthy of ease. Money is not a reward I have to earn through suffering. It is a birthright I was always allowed to receive. I was not born owing the world an apology for wanting more. Somewhere along the way I learned to flinch at abundance. I learned that quietly. In rooms, rooms where no one ever said the word poverty out loud.
But everyone felt it anyway. I did not choose it. But I can unlearn it just as quietly. Right here. Right now. I am allowed to have money and still be a good person. I am allowed to be wealthy and still be kind. These were never opposites, I was only taught they were, in 100 small lessons disguised as common sense. I release the old belief that struggle is proof of virtue. I release the idea that poverty makes me humble and wealth makes me cruel. I am humble because of who I am, not because of how little I have. I trust that my worth was never measured in the size of my bank account, and my abundance was never a threat to my soul. I am allowed to want more without feeling greedy. I am allowed to receive without feeling guilty. I am allowed to enjoy money without apologizing for it. These were never crimes. They were only stories I inherited. Stories that were never mine to begin with. I am not my mother's fear around money. I am not my father's silence around money. I am not the tight jaw, the held breath, the worried glance at the mailbox that I absorbed before I even understood what bills were. I inherited a nervous system trained for scarcity. I did not inherit a destiny. What I watched as a child became what I expected as an adult, and today I choose to expect something different. The fear was theirs. The hardship was theirs. I honor what they survived, and I release what they could not heal in time to hand me something lighter. I am not betraying my family by becoming wealthy. I am not leaving anyone behind by rising. My abundance does not shrink anyone else's portion. The universe is not a single small plate passed around a table of hungry people. It is an ocean, and I am finally letting myself drink from it. I forgive the version of me that believed money was dangerous. I forgive the version of me that flinched every time opportunity knocked, because deep down I did not believe I was allowed to answer the door. I forgive the years I spent making myself smaller so my needs would be easier for others to ignore.
As I trust myself more, I allow abundance to find its way to me without resistance. As I soften the grip of fear around money, I open my hands wide enough to actually receive what comes. The more I release the shame around wanting wealth, the clearer it becomes that wanting more was never wrong, only unfamiliar. The more I forgive my younger self for being afraid, the clearer it becomes that the fear was never mine to keep. The more I sit with the discomfort of receiving, the clearer it becomes that I am allowed to stop bracing for loss. I breathe in worthiness, and I breathe out the old programming that told me to shrink. I breathe in abundance, and I breathe out the scarcity that lived in my chest before I even knew its name.
I breathe in trust, and I breathe out the fear that money will somehow be taken from me the moment I let myself enjoy it. It is safe to want money. It is safe to receive money. It is safe to keep money once it arrives without giving it all away out of guilt, without sabotaging it out of fear, without pushing it back out the door because some part of me still believes I do not deserve to hold it. If I choose to build wealth, that choice is mine to make without explanation. If I choose to enjoy what I earn, that choice does not require permission from anyone who never gave themselves the same. If I choose abundance, I am not betraying the people who had less. I am honoring them by proving that the cycle could be broken. I am not my childhood kitchen table where money was only ever spoken of in whispers and worry. I am not the silence that fell whenever bills arrived. I am not the quiet shame that lived in that room, the shame that made everyone study their plates instead of each other's eyes. That room shaped me. It does not define me. Right here, right now, I choose a different relationship with money than the one I was handed. Thank you for the lessons that scarcity taught me. Thank you for teaching me resourcefulness. Thank you for teaching me how to stretch a little into enough. I no longer need those lessons to survive. So gently, I let them rest. I am grateful for every dollar that has ever come to me, no matter how small, because each one taught my hands what it feels like to receive. I am grateful for the roof that was always somehow kept over my head, even in the leanest years, because it taught me that provision finds a way. I am grateful for the hardship, not because it was good, but because it built the floor I now stand on as I reach upward. I dissolve the belief that money corrupts. I dissolve the belief that wealthy people are inherently dishonest. I align instead with the truth that money is simply energy, and energy takes the shape of the hand that holds it. In my hands, money becomes generosity. In my hands, money becomes safety for the people I love. In my hands, money becomes freedom, choice, rest, and the quiet dignity of never again having to choose between groceries and electricity. I channel abundance the way a river channels water, without resistance, without apology, simply flowing toward where it is needed. I am not afraid of becoming someone my family does not recognize. I am not afraid of outgrowing the financial ceiling that was placed over my childhood home. I am allowed to become wealthier than anyone who raised me. And that growth is not a rejection of where I came from. It is the fruit of it. Nothing and nobody can convince me that my dreams of financial freedom are too big. Nothing and nobody can shrink the truth of my own worth back down to the size that made other people comfortable. Nothing and nobody can hand me a ceiling and call it the sky. I release the belief that I must struggle before I am allowed to succeed. I release the idea that ease is suspicious, that things things coming easily means they are not real, that comfort must always be earned through exhaustion. I am allowed to receive money without first bleeding for it. I am allowed to receive opportunities without first proving my suffering. I am allowed to let life be easier than it was for the people who came before me, and I do not need to feel guilty for that ease. Their hardship paved this road. I am allowed to walk it without limping. I trust that money flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. I trust that opportunity finds me even when I am resting. I trust that my income is not capped by what I have known, only by what I am willing to believe is possible. The more I expand my belief in what I deserve, the more room I create for it to arrive. I am open to receiving more than I have ever received before. I am open to earning more than anyone in my lineage ever dared imagine. I am open to a version of life where money is no longer a source of fear, but simply a tool I use with confidence.
I give myself permission to want a beautiful life without calling it selfish. I give myself permission to enjoy nice things without explaining myself to anyone. I give myself permission to rest without earning the rest first. I give myself permission to say no to underpaid work even when fear whispers that something is better than nothing. I give myself permission to ask for raises, for higher rates, for what I am actually worth. Even when my voice shakes the first few times I say the number out loud. I give myself permission to change my mind about what enough actually means. As I grow, as I heal, as my capacity to receive expands beyond what I once thought possible. I give myself permission to want luxury, not as proof of my worth, but simply as a pleasure I am allowed to enjoy without guilt trailing behind it. It is okay to want financial freedom. It is okay to want a home that feels safe instead of one that feels like a constant negotiation with debt. It is okay to want to travel, to want comfort, to want choices, without needing to justify the wanting to anyone, including myself. I am not greedy for wanting enough that I never again have to lie awake doing math in the dark. I am not greedy for wanting enough that my children, if I have them, never learn to flinch at the sound of an unexpected phone call. I am not greedy, I am simply done being afraid. Even though I sometimes still feel a flicker of guilt when good things come easily, I let the guilt pass through me without obeying it. Even though there are days when old fear resurfaces and tells me this abundance cannot last, I remind myself that fear is not prophecy, only an echo. Even though I was not raised to believe in this kind of life, I am allowed to build it anyway. I am learning that wealth and integrity are not opposites. I am learning that ambition and kindness can live in the very same body. I am learning that the version of me who has money is still entirely, recognizably, fundamentally me. My value was never up for negotiation. My worth does not increase when my income rises, and it does not decrease when my income falls. It simply is, steady beneath the numbers, untouched by any bank statement. I am valuable in scarcity. I am valuable in abundance. The constant has always been me. I forgive every person who underpaid me and called it an opportunity. I forgive every system that made me feel small for asking what I was owed. I forgive myself for the years I stayed quiet, for the years I accepted less because asking for more felt like too great a risk. I no longer need permission to be paid fairly. I no longer need permission to take up financial space. I no longer need permission to say plainly and without flinching that I deserve more than I have been given. I am releasing the inherited belief that rich people are bad and poor people are good. I am releasing the inherited belief that having money means losing myself. I am releasing every story that turned wealth into a moral failing instead of what it actually is. A resource, a tool, a form of safety I am allowed to hold. I trust that I can be wealthy and still remember where I came from. I trust that I can be wealthy and still call my mother every Sunday. I trust that I can be wealthy and still be the same soul who used to count coins on a kitchen counter, only now with peace where the panic used to live. I am rewriting what money means in my body. For so long, money lived in my body as tension, as a tight chest, as shallow breath whenever a bill arrived. Today I am teaching my body something new. Today, when money enters my life, my shoulders soften instead of rising. Today, when an invoice is paid, my stomach unclenches instead of tightening. Today, my body is learning that money is safe to feel, safe to hold, safe to celebrate without bracing for the moment it disappears. I am healing my nervous system's relationship with abundance one breath at a time. I inhale calm and I exhale the panic that scarcity once planted in my chest. I inhale safety and I exhale the years spent flinching at price tags. I inhale trust and I exhale the old reflex to apologize for my needs. My cells remember poverty, but my spirit remembers something older and truer, that I was always meant to be provided for. My bones do not have to carry the same fear my ancestors carried. I am allowed to set that weight down. My blood does not have to run with the same scarcity that ran through the generations before me. I am allowed to let something gentler flow through me instead. I am the one who breaks the pattern. I am the one who looks at the inherited fear and says, with calm certainty, not in me, not anymore. Whatever debts I have carried, I am not defined by them. Whatever lack I have known, I am not bound to know it forever. I release the shame of every bounce check, every maxed card, every moment I had to say I can't afford that out loud in front of people who could. Those moments were chapters, not verdicts. Those moments do not get to write the ending. I am allowed to start fresh today regardless of what yesterday's numbers said. I trust that my financial story is still being written, and the pen is in my hand now, not in the hand of the past. I am not behind. I am exactly where my unlearning needed to begin. I am not too late. There is no clock running out on my right to abundance. I am allowed to build wealth slowly, and I am allowed to build it quickly, and either pace is valid, because the timeline is mine and no one else's. I let go of comparing my financial journey to anyone else's. I let go of measuring my worth against someone else's salary, someone else's house, someone else's ease. I let go of the quiet bitterness that scarcity programming likes to grow, the kind that resents other people's abundance instead of welcoming my own. When I see someone else thrive, I no longer feel smaller. I feel proof that it is possible, proof that abundance is not rationed, proof that there is enough. There is enough money in this world for me and for everyone I have ever envied. There is enough opportunity for me and for everyone who has ever made me feel behind. There is enough abundance to go around, and my receiving it does not take it from anyone else's hands. I release the fear that my success will make others resent me. I release the fear that rising will cost me relationships. I release the fear that the people who truly love me will somehow love me less because I no longer struggle the way I used to. Anyone who only valued my struggle was never valuing me. Anyone who needs me small to feel comfortable was never offering me real love. I am allowed to outgrow rooms, even ones filled with people I care about, and I can do it with grace instead of guilt. I bless the people who cannot understand my growth, and I keep walking anyway. I bless the people who are still trapped in the scarcity I am leaving behind, and I hold space for them to find their own way out in their own time. I bless myself for having the courage to walk a path no one in my family walked before me. I am the first in many ways, and being first is allowed to feel lonely sometimes, and it is also allowed to feel like freedom. I do not need anyone's blessing to become wealthy, though I welcome it when it comes. I do not need anyone's understanding to keep moving forward, though I hope in time they will understand. I am financially intelligent. I am financially capable. I am someone who learns, who adapts, who grows sharper and wiser with every dollar I manage, every decision I make, every lesson money teaches me. I am not bad with money, I was simply never taught. And what was not taught, I am capable of learning now. I am not careless, I am not foolish, I am a student of abundance, and every mistake I have made was tuition, not failure. My past financial mistakes do not disqualify me from future financial mastery.
I trust my ability to make wise decisions with money. I trust my ability to grow what I am given. I trust my ability to recognize opportunity and to act on it without the old fear talking me out of it. I am someone who saves with intention, not anxiety. I am someone who spends with awareness, not guilt. I am someone who invests in my future because I finally believe I have one worth investing in. I am allowed to love my work and be well paid for it. These were never meant to be in competition. I am allowed to negotiate without my hands trembling. And if they tremble anyway, I negotiate with shaking hands and a steady voice. I am allowed to walk into a room of people who have more than I do and feel like I belong there. Because belonging was never about the number in anyone's account. I am allowed to apply for the job I think is out of my league. The league was only ever a story someone told me to keep me small. I am allowed to start the business. I am allowed to raise my prices. I am allowed to fire the client who pays me late and speaks to me like my time is worthless. My time is not worthless. My time is the one thing I will never get more of. And I am done trading it away for less than it is worth. I am allowed to say my rate out loud without softening it with a nervous laugh. I am allowed to send the invoice. I am allowed to follow up on the invoice. I am allowed to expect to be paid for work I have already done. Asking to be paid is not an imposition. It is the most basic form of respect.
I am allowed to out-earn my closest friend. And our friendship is strong enough to hold that truth without breaking. My income does not have to apologize for itself at the dinner table. I am allowed to talk about money with the people I trust, openly, without the old hush falling over the room. Money is not a secret I am required to keep silence around. Money is what kept the scarcity alive in the first place. I choose to speak of it plainly now, with the people who have earned that openness. I am allowed to teach my children a different relationship with money than the one I learned. I am allowed to let them see me handle money with calm instead of crisis. I am allowed to be the parent, the sibling, the friend who breaks the script, who says out loud, it is safe to want this. It is safe to have this. It is safe to talk about this without shame. I am allowed to love someone and still keep my own bank account, my own boundaries, my own financial dignity. I am allowed to build a partnership with someone where money is discussed with honesty instead of avoided out of fear. I am allowed to choose a partner who does not punish me for earning more. And I am allowed to walk away from anyone who does. My abundance is not a threat to the people who truly love me. If it is a threat to someone that tells me something true about the relationship, not about my worth. I am allowed to give generously to the people I love without it costing me my own security. I am allowed to help my family without bankrupting my own peace. I am allowed to say no to lending money I cannot afford to lose. Even to people I love deeply, love and financial self-abandonment were never the same thing. I am allowed to set a boundary around money and still be a loving daughter, a loving son, a loving friend. Boundaries around money are not betrayals. They are the architecture that lets generosity last. I am allowed to be the one who finally says, I love you, and also, I cannot do that this time, in the same breath, without my chest caving in with guilt. I trust that real love does not require my financial self-destruction as proof. My body holds the memory of every lean year, and I am gently releasing that memory now. I notice where scarcity lives in my body, the clenched jaw, the shallow breath, the tightness behind the ribs whenever an unexpected expense appears. And I meet it with a hand on my own chest instead of panic. My shoulders do not have to live up near my ears anymore. I let them drop. I let them rest. My stomach does not have to knot itself every time I check an account balance. I am teaching it slowly that looking is safe. I sleep more easily now because I am no longer rehearsing financial disaster in the dark. I wake up without the old dread sitting on my chest before I have even opened my eyes. My nervous system is learning a new baseline, one where money is simply present, simply neutral, simply mine to manage instead of mine to fear. I give my body permission to exhale around money. It has been holding its breath for years. I am allowed to feel pleasure when I spend on something that brings me joy without immediately calculating all the ways I will be punished for it later. I am allowed to enjoy a meal I did not have to ration. I am allowed to enjoy a home that is warm in winter. I am allowed to enjoy clothes that fit without guilt sewn into every seam. These are not indulgences. These are the decent textures of a safe life. And I am allowed to have them. I imagine waking up in a home that is fully mine, paid for, secure, and I let my body feel what that relief would feel like right here, right now, before it has even arrived. I imagine opening an account and feeling nothing but quiet calm, and I let that calm settle into my muscles as if it were already true. I imagine handing someone I love a gift without checking my balance first, and I let the warmth of that giving fill my chest in advance. The body believes what it rehearses. I am rehearsing safety. I am rehearsing abundance. I am rehearsing the version of me who has already arrived. I am willing to believe, even just a little more today than yesterday, that I am allowed to live without financial fear. I am allowed to build something that outlives me. I am allowed to leave my children or my chosen family or the people I love, something my own parents were never given the chance to leave anyone. I am allowed to be the ancestor whose name gets spoken with relief instead of grief, the one who finally turned the tide.
My abundance becomes a gift to everyone who comes after me. The wealth I build today becomes the safety net someone else never has to fall without. The patterns I break today become the patterns my children never have to inherit. This is bigger than me, and also, I am allowed to do this simply for me.
I do not need a noble reason to want more money. Wanting it is reason enough. I do not need to prove I will use it well before I am allowed to receive it. I do not need to earn my abundance through suffering first. I am allowed to receive it. Simply because I am alive. And because being alive is already enough of a reason. I am worthy of rest that money provides. I am worthy of choices that money provides. I am worthy of the quiet, unspoken safety of never having to choose between dignity and survival again. I am worthy of opening my bank app without my stomach dropping. I am worthy of opening bills without my hands shaking. I am worthy of a version of life where money is simply present, simply enough, simply mine to use with calm instead of panic. I imagine that calm now. I let myself feel it in my chest before it has even fully arrived. I let my body learn the feeling early so that when abundance comes, it will recognize a familiar room instead of a strange one. I am already practicing what it feels like to be safe. I am already practicing what it feels like to be enough. I am already practicing what it feels like to receive without flinching. And every time I practice, the real thing gets a little closer. I trust the timing of my abundance. I trust that what is meant for me will not pass me by. I trust that the universe is not withholding wealth from me out of punishment, but simply preparing me to hold it without losing myself in the process. I am being prepared, not punished. I am being shaped, not denied. I am being readied for a level of abundance my old fear could not have carried. And I am growing into the kind of person who can hold it steady. I trust divine timing over my own impatience. I trust inner wisdom over inherited fear. I trust that every delay has been quietly working in my favor, even when it did not feel that way at the time. I am held by something larger than my bank account. I do not need to name it precisely to feel it. Whether I call it the universe, divine guidance, or simply my own deepest knowing, I trust that there is a current carrying me toward more, even on days when I cannot see the shore. I am not alone in this unlearning. Something wiser than my fear is working alongside me. I surrender the need to control every dollar out of terror, and I trade it for a quieter kind of trust, the kind that lets me plan wisely without gripping so tightly that my hands cramp. I release the grip, I keep the wisdom. I am allowed to ask the universe for more, plainly, without apologizing for the size of the request. I am allowed to pray for abundance, or wish for it, or simply state it quietly to myself in the dark, and trust that the asking itself is sacred. My desires are not too much for the universe to hold. The universe is not a tired parent running low on patience. It is infinite, and infinite has room for everything I have ever wanted. I align my inner world with the outer abundance I am calling toward me. I align my thoughts with worth instead of lack. I align my words with possibility instead of fear.
I align my actions with the version of me who already believes this is possible. Even on the days the belief feels thin, I claim my birthright of abundance, not as a demand shouted into the void, but as a quiet, settled knowing, the way I know the sun will rise tomorrow whether I worry about it or not. I claim wholeness over what I once believed was a permanent shortage. I claim wisdom over what I once believed was simply bad luck. I claim a future flush with possibility over what I once believed was a closed door. These claims are not arrogance, they are simply the truth, spoken plainly by someone who has finally stopped negotiating her own worth down to a number that made other people comfortable. I am no longer in a rush to prove anything to anyone about my finances. I am no longer comparing my chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. I am simply here, doing the steady, unglamorous work of healing my relationship with money, one belief at a time. I am proud of the small shifts. I am proud of the moment I asked for a raise and did not apologize for it. I am proud of the moment I looked at a price tag and chose myself instead of guilt. I am proud of the moment I let someone pay me what I was worth instead of negotiating myself smaller. Every small act of receiving is a small act of healing. Every small act of asking is a small act of reclaiming my voice. Every small act of allowing is proof that the old programming no longer has the final word. I am allowed to celebrate money without shame. I am allowed to feel joy when it arrives instead of immediately spending it away out of fear that I do not deserve to keep it. I am allowed to sit with abundance, to let it linger, to let myself actually enjoy having it instead of rushing to give it all away, to prove I am still a good person.
Generosity is not required to earn my worth. I am worthy first. Generosity, when it comes, can simply be an overflow, not a payment. I give from fullness now, not from fear. I give because I want to, not because I am terrified of what happens if I keep something for myself. I am allowed to keep some for myself. I am allowed to build a cushion of safety that belongs only to me. I am allowed to have savings that exist for no other reason than my own peace of mind. That peace is not selfish. That peace is sacred. My financial peace is sacred. My financial boundaries are sacred. My right to say this is mine and I am keeping it is sacred, and I no longer have to defend it to anyone. I am not the price tag I once flipped over with dread. I am not the layaway envelope hidden in a drawer. I am not the late notice, the shut-off warning, the collections call that made my whole body go cold. Those were circumstances. They were never my identity. I am someone who can hold money the way I hold anything precious, with care, with attention, with respect, instead of with white-knuckled fear. I am someone who deserves financial peace, not because I have proven myself worthy through years of struggle, but simply because peace is the baseline every human being deserves. I am someone whose value does not fluctuate with the stock market, with a missed paycheck, with a slow month in business. I was valuable before I had a single dollar to my name, and I will be valuable long after the numbers change again, because the numbers were never the source of my worth in the first place. I release the belief that I have to hustle every waking hour to deserve rest. I release the belief that slowing down means falling behind. I release the belief that abundance only comes to those who burn themselves out chasing it. I am allowed to receive wealth through ease, through flow, through alignment, not only through exhaustion. I am allowed to work hard at things I love and still call it ease, because hard does not always mean harmful. I am allowed to rest in the middle of building something, and the building does not stop simply because I paused to breathe. I trust that abundance can come to me even on the days I do nothing but heal. I trust that healing is productive even when it looks like stillness from the outside. I trust that the inner work I am doing right now, reading these very words, is laying a foundation no spreadsheet could ever measure. I am not lazy for wanting ease. I am wise for finally choosing it. I am not irresponsible for wanting comfort. I am simply done confusing suffering with responsibility. I am allowed to be both ambitious and at peace. I do not have to choose between the two. I am allowed to want a bigger life than the one I was shown growing up. I am allowed to want a different ceiling than the one that hung low over my childhood. I am allowed to want abundance that startles the people who knew me before, not to prove anything to them, but because I finally believe I am allowed to have it. My desire for more is not a betrayal of where I came from. It is a continuation of every sacrifice that was made so I could have options no one before me had. I think of everyone who worked themselves thin so I could simply exist with a little more room to breathe. And I honor them, not by staying small, but by finally using the room they fought to give me. I am the result of someone's prayers. Even if they never said them out loud, I am the result of someone's quiet hope that the next generation would have it easier. I carry that hope forward not as a burden, but as fuel. I am allowed to be wealthy and still grieve what my family went through to get me here. I am allowed to hold gratitude and ambition in the same breath without one canceling out the other. I am allowed to cry over how hard it used to be and still build a life where it never has to be that hard again. Both are true. Both are allowed. I do not have to pick only one. I release the belief that money will change me into someone unrecognizable. I release the belief that abundance turns soft hearts hard. I release the belief that the people who hurt me with money were simply being who money makes people become. They were who they were before the money arrived. The money only revealed it. I trust that who I am at my core kind, thoughtful, aware will only become more itself with the safety that wealth provides, not less. Scarcity narrowed me. It made me cautious, guarded, quick to grip. Abundance is allowed to widen me instead, to make me more generous, more relaxed, more myself. I am not afraid of becoming generous to a fault, because I am learning boundaries alongside abundance, and the two together make me wise instead of reckless. I am not afraid of becoming careless, because the very fact that I am doing this healing work proves how much I care about doing this well.
I am allowed to make mistakes with money as I learn, the way anyone learning something new makes mistakes, without those mistakes erasing all the progress I have made. I am allowed to be a beginner at abundance, even at this age, even after everything, even after years of struggle. Beginning late is still beginning. There is no expiration date on my right to learn this. There is no deadline on my right to heal this. There is no version of me too old, too tired, too far gone to receive what is rightfully mine. I am exactly the right age to start. I was always exactly the right age to start. Every single day I doubted it. I forgive myself for every year I spent believing scarcity was simply my lot in life. I forgive myself for every time I said someday instead of today, because someday felt safer than wanting something today and not getting it. Today is allowed to be the someday I was always waiting for. I stop waiting, I start receiving, right here, right now, in this very breath. I am allowed to think of money as time. Every dollar I build is an hour I get to spend with the people I love instead of trading it away out of necessity. Every debt I clear is a Sunday I get back. A holiday I get to actually enjoy instead of spending it doing mental math in the corner of a room full of laughter. Every dollar saved is a future morning I get to wake up without an alarm, simply because I no longer have to be somewhere I do not want to be. I'm not chasing money for the sake of the number, I am chasing it for the sake of my hours, my mornings, my evenings, my one wild and finite life. I want to be present for my own days, not absent from them, working myself into exhaustion just to survive them. Abundance, to me, is not a mansion or a headline. It is the quiet luxury of choosing how I spend my Tuesday afternoon. It is saying yes to a trip without checking 3 different accounts first. It is saying yes to rest without calculating what that rest will cost me later. It is saying yes to my own life fully without the constant undertow of fear pulling at every decision. I release the shame of the years I worked jobs that drained me, simply because I was too afraid to leave without a financial cushion. I never had time to build. I release the shame of staying in situations, financial and otherwise, that I now know I deserve to leave sooner. I release the shame of every time I said I'm fine when I was quietly drowning in numbers I did not know how to face. I release the shame of avoiding my own bank statements, of letting envelopes pile up unopened, of choosing not to look because looking felt unbearable. I am safe to look now, I am safe to know my numbers, whatever they are, without those numbers defining my next breath.
I release the shame of asking for help when I needed it. Whether that help came from a friend, a family member, or a stranger in a moment of crisis. Needing help was never a character flaw. It was simply being human in a system that does not always make survival easy. I release the shame of the version of me who once believed there was something wrong with her, with him, with me, for not having figured this out sooner. There was nothing wrong with me. I was simply doing my best with the tools I was given, and now I am building better ones. I release every comparison I have ever made between my financial reality and a stranger's curated life. I release the quiet ache of scrolling past someone else's vacation, someone else's new home, someone else's ease, and feeling like I was somehow failing a race I never agreed to run. There is no race. There is only my own unfolding, in my own time, at my own pace, toward my own version of enough. My version of enough belongs to no one else. It does not have to match my neighbors, my siblings, or the stranger online whose life I will never actually live. I get to define enough for myself, and I am allowed to redefine it as many times as I need to along the way. Enough today might look different from enough next year, and that is not inconsistency. That is growth. I let myself grow into it, gently, without rushing, without judgment, exactly as I am right now. I stop measuring my life in other people's milestones. I start measuring it in how much lighter I feel today than I did yesterday. I start measuring it in how much calmer my chest feels when I think about money than it did a year ago, a month ago, even this morning. That lightness is the real wealth I am building first. Everything else follows from there. I am patient with myself on this path. I am patient with the days the old fear feels louder than the new belief. I am patient with the slow, quiet, unglamorous nature of actually healing something this deep. I do not need a single dramatic breakthrough. I am allowed to heal this in 1,000 small, ordinary moments. One breath, one belief, one boundary at a time.
I am allowed to read these words again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. For as long as I need to, until they are no longer something I am practicing, but something I simply am. When I stand at the checkout and my card is declined, I am allowed to breathe through the heat that rises in my face instead of letting it become a verdict on who I am. When I open an email about a late payment, I am allowed to feel the old panic rise, name it gently, and choose my next action from calm instead of from fear. When I see a number in my account lower than I expected, I am allowed to feel the dip in my chest and still remind myself that this single number is not my entire worth, my entire future, or my entire story. When an unexpected bill arrives,
I am allowed to handle it as a logistics problem to solve, not as proof that I am failing at life. When I walk into a job interview, I am allowed to name my worth out loud, clearly, without shrinking the number to make the room more comfortable. When I am offered a salary lower than I deserve, I am allowed to pause, to breathe, to counter, instead of accepting out of fear that nothing better will come. When someone offers to pay me well for my work, I am allowed to simply say thank you, instead of immediately listing reasons I do not deserve it. When a windfall arrives, an inheritance, a bonus, a gift, an unexpected refund, I am allowed to receive it fully, without rushing to give it all away, without sabotaging it through impulsive spending, without shrinking it down to a size that feels safer to hold. When money sits quietly and grows in an account I rarely touch, I am allowed to feel proud instead of anxious, settled instead of suspicious. When I see my savings grow for the first time in my life, I let myself actually feel the joy of it instead of immediately searching for the catch. I am allowed to believe that good things can simply be good, without a hidden cost waiting to balance them out. That fear was once protective. It kept a younger version of me alert in a world that felt unstable. I thank that fear for trying to keep me safe, and I gently let it know that I am safe now, that it can rest. You can rest now. I am speaking to you, the part of me that has been bracing for scarcity for as long as I can remember. You can rest now. You do not have to clutch every dollar like it might be the last one. You do not have to flinch every time something good arrives. You do not have to apologize for wanting more. You are allowed to soften. I see you, the part of me shaped by every lean month, every worried glance at a closing bank account, every quiet fear whispered at a kitchen table that thought I wasn't listening. I was listening, I absorbed all of it, and I am the one who gets to set it down. I see the child I was, doing math in their head in the grocery aisle, putting things back quietly so no one would notice. Learning to want less so there would be less to be disappointed about. I am sorry you had to learn that so young. I am sorry no one told you it was not your job to solve the family's fear. I see you, and I am not leaving you behind. As I move forward, I am taking your hand and bringing you with me. You do not have to carry the weight of provider, protector, fixer all alone anymore. I am the adult now. I have got this. I love you for surviving scarcity. I love you for learning to stretch nothing into something. For learning resourcefulness in rooms where resources were thin. I love you, and I am not abandoning you by choosing abundance. I am finally giving you what you always deserve. Thank you for getting me this far. Thank you for keeping me alive through the lean years. Even if the way you did it was fear. Thank you. You can rest now. I have it from here. I trust myself with money the way I am learning to trust myself with everything else fully, gently, without needing to be perfect first. I trust that I am capable of holding wealth without losing my values. I trust that I am capable of holding wealth without losing the people I love. I trust that I am capable of holding wealth without losing myself. Because the self that built this healing is the same self who will carry the abundance. I am not afraid of who I will become with money. I already know who I am. Money simply gives that person more room to move. I am still the one who remembers hard times with compassion instead of shame. I am still the one who treats people kindly regardless of what they can offer me. I am still the one who knows the value of $1 not because I fear losing it, but because I remember what it took to learn its worth. Wealth does not erase where I came from. It simply gives where I came from a softer ending.
I am the bridge between where my family has been and where my family is going. I am the one who gets to say, it stops here. The fear stops here. The lack stops here. And something different begins with me. This is sacred work. This unlearning is sacred work. And I am doing it with my whole heart. I am proud of myself for staying with this healing, even on the days it feels slow. I am proud of myself for choosing abundance even when old fear screamed louder than hope. I am proud of myself simply for trying, simply for showing up to this work again and again. I am a vessel for abundance, not a barrier to it. For years, my body learned to brace, to guard, to hold tension as if tension itself could keep scarcity at bay. I am learning now that openness, not bracing, is what actually lets abundance in. I unclench my hands, I unclench my jaw, I unclench the quiet, constant grip I have carried for so long I almost forgot it was there. I let my chest rise fully when I breathe instead of staying shallow, guarded, ready to flinch. I let my shoulders drop an inch, then another, until they finally remember what it feels like to simply rest on my frame instead of bracing near my ears. I let my whole body soften around the idea of having enough, because softness, not vigilance, is what safety actually feels like. My body is allowed to believe this before my mind fully catches up. The body often leads where the mind is still learning to follow. I am safe in my body while I think about money. I am safe in my body while I make decisions about money. I am safe in my body while I imagine a future far more abundant than my past. I surrender the exhausting work of trying to control every outcome through fear. I surrender the belief that vigilance is the only thing standing between me and ruin. I surrender the old contract I signed without ever reading the fine print, the one that said struggle keeps me safe, the one that said worry is productive, the one that said I have to suffer to deserve good things. I tear up that contract. I write a new one in my own hand, in my own words, on my own terms. The new contract says I am allowed to have ease. The new contract says I am allowed to have more than enough. The new contract says my worth was never something I had to earn through hardship, and it never will be. I sign this new contract with myself today, right here, right now, and I mean it. I picture my future self steady, calm, unhurried, opening a door to a home that is entirely paid for, and I let that image settle into me as something already becoming true. I picture my future self signing a check for someone I love without a flicker of fear, simply because I want to, simply because I can. I picture my future self traveling somewhere I have only ever dreamed of, with nothing in the way but the choice to go. I picture my future self looking back at this very moment, this exact affirmation, and feeling proud of the version of me who refused to give up on healing. My future is not a stranger to me. I am becoming her, becoming him, one belief at a time, one breath at a time, one act of receiving at a time. I am allowed to be wildly, unapologetically abundant. I deserve to be rich. I deserve ease, comfort, safety, and choice. I deserve a life where money is no longer the thing I fear most, but simply one more area where I have learned, finally, to trust myself. I am worthy. I am ready. I am allowed. Right here, right now. I release the poverty I inherited, and I claim the abundance that was always meant to be mine. I am so proud of how far I have come in healing my money story. I am enough. And I have enough, and more than enough is on its way. I believe in you. I trust you with wealth. I love you. I love you with money in your pocket. I love you with peace in your heart. Thank you. Thank you for choosing wealth. Thank you for allowing yourself to be rich.